Hi everyone! Today we are going to discuss smallpox, the smallpox vaccine, and how the smallpox vaccine has affected society. Presenting this information are Wendy Santos, Hannah McClure, and Nolani Short. First, we're going to talk about what smallpox is. So, smallpox was a very contagious disease that can be dated back at least 3,000 years. One of the earliest sightings of a smallpox-like rash could be found on Egyptian mummies, and the earliest written description of a disease with smallpox-like symptoms appeared in China in the 4th century CE. Now, the actual origin of the smallpox disease is unknown, but what scientists do know is that smallpox was caused by the variola virus. Since the disease was started so long ago, historians believe that smallpox was spread as different civilizations started to expand throughout the world. Again, smallpox was very contagious, and about every 3 out of 10 people who had smallpox died, and almost all the people who did survive the disease had permanent scars over the larger areas of their bodies and mainly acquired scars on their faces, with some people even becoming blind. Next is how the smallpox vaccine was created. So the smallpox vaccine was created by an English country doctor named Edward Jenner. He had noticed that the local milkmaids who contracted a different disease called cowpox, which was similar to smallpox but mainly affecting cows, were protected from smallpox. There was already a theory in place about how to control smallpox, which is called variolation, and that method was using people who had never had smallpox and scratching the material from a smallpox lesion on someone infected into the skin of their arm. The people would then develop the milder symptoms of smallpox but would not die from it. So with this knowledge of variolation and the knowledge of the milkmaids with cowpox being protected from smallpox, Jenner decided to do his own experimenting. He chose an 8-year-old boy as his subject, and he scarified the arm of the boy with the material of a cowpox lesion from the hand of an infected milkmaid. Then about 6 weeks later, he scarified the boy again, but with the material of a smallpox lesion. The boy did not develop any symptoms or lesions of smallpox, so Jenner was then convinced that he found a cure. He wrote about his findings, and later the term vaccination was used for his procedure because it included the Latin word for cow, which is vacca, since cowpox was used in the cure. So this was the start of what we now know as vaccinations that are used worldwide for many different illnesses.
How does the smallpox vaccine work? Well, it is made with a live virus called vaccina, which is a pox type virus and it is related to the smallpox. But it is not the smallpox virus, which means it cannot give you smallpox. With the vaccine, immunity will last you between 3 to 5 years, and it will decrease over time. But you can get vaccinated again to make the immunity last longer. This vaccine has been effective in preventing smallpox infections in 95% of those who are vaccinated.
The smallpox vaccine had a huge impact on society. Smallpox was one of the world's deadliest diseases, killing more than 300 million people since 1900 alone. The smallpox vaccine prevented an infection with a 95% accuracy. The vaccine was also proven to prevent or substantially lessen infection when given within a few days of exposure. Smallpox became the first disease ever eradicated, saving countries billions of dollars in treatment and preventative care. This vaccine saved millions of lives and opened up the possibilities of vaccines for other diseases. Dr. Jenner's discovery of vaccination truly changed the course of history. In 1977, a massive global vaccination campaign put an end to smallpox. In 1980, it became the first disease ever eradicated. There is no longer a need to worry about this disease or vaccinate for it. In fact, the smallpox vaccine is no longer available to the public. It is now only recommended to those traveling abroad to very rural places and medical professionals, such as a lab worker who works with a virus that causes smallpox or other viruses that are similar to it.
For the question, how did Dr. Jenner create the smallpox vaccine? A. He used materials from a cowpox lesion from a cow. B. He used materials from a cowpox lesion from a human. C. He used materials from someone infected with chickenpox. D. He used materials from someone infected with measles. The correct answer is B. He used materials from a cowpox lesion from a human. This source can be found on an article titled Investigations on the Historical Origin and Evolution of the Smallpox Vaccine. It states that Dr. Jenner used the arm of an 8-year-old boy with materials of cowpox lesion obtained from the hand of an infected milkmaid. Then, about a month and a half later, Jenner scarred the boy again, but with the contents from the smallpox lesion. And with that, he noticed that the boy did not develop any symptoms of smallpox or lesions on his body. And that is how he found the cure for smallpox.